I interviewed you in your prior life as a tech company CEO at Juniper.
Many years ago.
How is the tech company guy going to change the coffee company?
Well, first of all, the coffee, the tech industry and the coffee industry certainly have two different business models, but they have a lot in common. Both tech industry and coffee, we have to innovate to stay relevant in our sectors. And
what does that mean?
Well, if you think about Starbucks innovation, we have innovation that starts with all things coffee. If you go to our roastery up the street here and you have a chance to experience some of the new coffees, whether it is draft nitro cold brew or whiskey barrel-aged coffee, we innovate around coffee. We innovate in our store design. We innovate in our digital mobile connection with our customers. We innovate around our partner benefits, and we innovate around our social impact agenda. So there's 5 major categories of innovation that drive Starbucks.
So how is how I get my coffee going to be different in 1 to 5 years?
Well, certainly as we continue to invest in elevating the experience that we create in our stores around a wide range of beverages, much of that is focusing on the need state of convenience and the need state of connection. I know you're a busy person. A lot of times you're in a hurry. You want to use mobile order and pay, order your coffee, and have it ready when you arrive. Maybe other times you want to go to Starbucks with your family and you want to sit down and share your beverages and have a conversation with people. So we're going to continue to build stores. We're going to continue to elevate that experience, and we're going to continue to bring new beverages and new food items to our stores.
So the app is popular. What do you say to the people who order ahead and then have to wait in line or run into a traffic jam when they get there to pick it up?
Well, we've just implemented new technology in our stores called the Digital Order Manager. So when somebody orders, when their beverage and food is ready, they get a digital notification coming back to them. So we're doing much more to communicate with customers on when their order's ready.
What's the difference between you and Howard Schultz, and what is it like to take over for a larger-than-life founder, as you know?
Well, certainly Howard is an iconic merchant and founder, and so in many ways he's got years of intuition, and so I would characterize Howard. He is a much more spontaneous, intuitive sort of leader. With my background in tech and digital, I'm much more thinking about using data to help inform me of decisions and being more intentional about what we do. But at the end of the day, we've worked together for a long time. I value his creativity, I value his point of view, and I think I bring some unique things to the table that are going to help us as a company as we make this transition into the future. Starbucks
has taken a stand on some political and social issues, a plan to hire refugees, for example. You got pushback from conservative shareholders over that. How do you navigate that? And how long do you plan to continue?
Well, Emily, oftentimes people perhaps misinterpret things that we are doing as a political statement. For example, we have an entire pillar of our social impact agenda around opportunity. And that opportunity started with the work that we're doing to hire veterans. You recall we said we would hire 10,000 veterans or spouses. We've exceeded that number. We've upped that commitment to 20,000 by the year 2020. We identified the fact that there's over 6 million young people, ages 16 to 24, who are not in school and not at work. And we started Opportunity Youth, where we now we first committed to hire 40,000 of these young people. We're now hiring 100,000 of them. So the refugee portion is very consistent with that. That was our first global initiative, given the fact that there are refugees in Europe and other countries around the world. That we felt like we could play a role in helping those communities, give those people jobs and opportunities. So in many ways, this is core to who we are, about creating opportunity for people, and it's not about making a political statement.
Do you get any pushback from the board on this? Are they involved?
Well, the board is heavily involved in all this. I mean, and clearly, the things that we do, we work to make sure that they are consistent with our mission. They are not politically driven things that we're trying to do. The fact is we hire military veterans, and they have made our company better. The young people we've hired from Opportunity Youth have been fantastic partners in our stores. They make our company better. So much of this is core to who we are and how we get the talent that we need to create that experience in our stores.
You're also getting some pushback over your paid leave policies, 18 weeks for moms at corporate headquarters, 6 weeks for moms in the stores. How do you reconcile that when the employees on the front line aren't getting the same benefits?
Well, the fact is we offer best-in-class parental leave in our stores compared to anyone else in the industry. And what we do is every year we take feedback from our partners on what's important to them. And so for our partners in the stores, what's been important to them is the increase in wage. And so we've made significant increase in wage for those partners in the store. We've invested over $250 million in wage increase for our partners in the stores, trying to do the right thing for them. But I'd say this is a journey, and we continue to listen to partners and try and do what we believe is right to help them in their unique situations.
You've announced the closure of your Tivana line of stores, which are mostly in malls, right? And, you know, the future of retail is changing. If everyone's at home shopping on Amazon, what does that mean for Starbucks?
Well, the good news for Starbucks is we are and always have been a consumer destination, and we think that's one of the key ingredients in retail going forward. Is that we continue to innovate in a way that customers want to come visit versus us trying to intercept traffic in a mall. And so as a result, you know, this last year we've built over 2,000 new Starbucks stores at a time when there's record closures of stores by other retailers. And those stores are posting higher AUVs than they have than prior generations. And so our ability to continue to innovate, to create a great retail experience in our stores, our ability to extend that experience from the brick and mortar to the digital mobile experience are the two key ingredients that we think will power us forward into the future.
Markets around the world are becoming saturated. They've got their coffee now. You know, it's putting pressure on accelerating your expansion in countries like China. What's the plan there? How much faster can you go? Well,
China is our second largest and fastest growing market, and we're now at about 2,800 stores in China. And we are going to we've committed to build more than 500 new stores a year for the next 5 years. China is the biggest growth opportunity before us. Now, the U.S. will continue to grow. The U.S. and China are the two growth engines for Starbucks. And we can build new stores in China for decades and still have opportunity for growth there.
Starbucks has never really figured out food. How do you get there?
Well, I'd say we have figured out portions of food, and we continue to evolve. In fact, 5 years ago, we acquired La Boulange, which provided the French baked goods that are in our bakery case and breakfast sandwiches. And since we acquired La Boulange and deployed a frozen supply chain to upgrade the quality of food in the bakery case, our food sales as a percentage of revenue in the U.S. has grown from 16% to 21%. Now we're innovating around the lunch day part. We just launched fresh food items, a new lunch menu culinary experience called Mercado in Chicago and Seattle. And so we're seeing good reception from customers. So it's a journey, and we will continue to elevate the quality of our food both in the morning and the afternoon day parts.